I think that would have carried more weight. If Bruno and one or two others, that was me and you, we go, come on, let's go and stand by JJ, just as he's about to get the sack.
Support him, yeah.
One day. One day.
It's not happening.
Check.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
It's not his. It's not.
Yes, he's back. So look,
I think it would have carried more weight if they all had been right alongside.
Exactly.
So Michael Carrick, I mean, he has a 100% winning record because he did win against
Give him the job
then. But we know that Manchester United do have plans to bring in Rangnick. Now, I don't know how many people know too much about him, but what I have read about him and heard about him is that he is the godfather of German football, and he has got a lot of experience, especially in coaching. You're not going to hear players not knowing what they're doing, that's for sure, Don.
I've been commentating on the Bundesliga for, 4 or 5 seasons now, and he's unbelievably well respected. And the likes of Nagelsmann and Tuchel and Jurgen Klopp have all come under his management, if you like. But what I see with Rangnick, I see a guy that I think is best suited above the management scenario. I think you get him at boardroom level. And I think what he likes to sort of look down on everything and then form a structure. And he can put his managers, he can put his coaches, he can put, development teams into place. He can galvanise and change your training ground, the pitches, everything I think he's best at, in my humble opinion, is everything apart from being a manager. Even though he's quite a good manager himself, I think he excels at that higher level.
This could be good, it could be bad. If it's good, he'll go in there for 6 months, he'll put something in place where the next manager goes, brilliant, I can come in and do my job straight away. I don't have to mess around putting certain things in place. It can go really bad if he goes and he's really great and they're thinking, oh my word, we can't move him on because the fans are screaming for him to stay on. But he needs to do the right thing, which is, when he's doing the next 6 months, just explain what his job is. What his job is. Is it to just go and get back in the top 4, which suggests that is a manager's job, or is it to put certain things in place right around the club, including the first team, obviously concentrating on the first team, to make sure that when the new manager comes in, he's ready to hit the ground running.
Wonder how Luke Shaw's feeling. That went a little bit viral.
Yeah, didn't like him, did he?
Rangnick a couple of years ago saying they need a new left-back. Luke Shaw's not up to the level. Wow.
Well, in his defence, he wasn't up to the level then, and he's played a lot better since.
Yeah, but he might be in to do the dirty work. Do you know what? He might be in to do the dirty work, to get rid of some players that they need getting rid of, so the new manager comes in and he hits the ground with a squad that's ready, he can go and build on and take them forward. That's what I think is very quickly.
The interesting thing on his style is everything like Jurgen Klopp wants, and like many teams over the years have had, a pressing style, being aggressive, getting your teams after the ball, trying to win the ball.
Have to work. They work
Not
hard.
sure if they've got the personnel for that, Don.
The contradiction is Ronaldo going to do that? Can he do that? Can Cavani still do that? Can Jadon Sancho do that? Can Rashford do that? Can they get into the style that he wants?
And then if they can't, will he be bold enough to drop them?
Exactly.
That's the interesting thing.
The answer to that is no. Ronaldo's not getting dropped.
No?
No.
OK. We'll have to watch this space, won't we? Well, thank you for your tweets so far. We've had a few comments coming in. I'll read a couple of them out. Ainsley said, I'm fearing the worst for Manchester United. Chelsea are ruthless. They are, aren't they? And I'm not giving them any chance to win this one. We'll talk about the fixture in a moment, actually, in a bit more detail. And John has said, I can't wait for Chelsea United. It will be a wake-up call for the Man United board. I do not blame Ole for our form. Our board needs to jack up if they want us to succeed.
Ahead of that game against Chelsea this weekend, and when you're out of form and you don't have a good structure, what you don't need, Leroy, is to be coming up against a side that have only conceded 4 goals all season.
It's not a very good idea. We've got the teams up here. We'll start with... well, you got some news on Ben Chilwell, Dr. Don?
Dr. Don, well, I mean, Thomas Tuchel's saying at least 6 weeks on a partial ACL.
OK.
I think that's optimistic.
It's optimistic, yeah. OK, well, it looked like a bad one at the time.
You would not lose your doctor, would you? 6 weeks? Yeah, it's not 6 weeks, it's more.
No. OK, well, look, we'll look at the Chelsea side. We've got Chalobah in, it could be Christensen, just as strong. Put Loftus-Cheek in there, because he seems to have come to the fore under Tuchel recently.
Kovacic not quite ready, we don't think.
Kante's got an injury as well. And then the front three of Hudson-Odoi, Havertz and Mount. We've got Lukaku and Timo Werner on the bench. They could play some part. They could even start. But whoever starts, Don, for Chelsea, they're going to be strong. What about Man United?
Well, Maguire's missing. He's got a one-match ban after the 2 yellows against Watford. Bailly's been knocking on the door, and he was quite vocal, actually. He was one of the ones that I wouldn't say caused a problem to Ollie, because if you're Eric Bailly, it's worth asking the question why Maguire was starting instead of him when he's been fit for quite a while. Fred's got a knock, but I've got him in the middle of the park with McTominay. Bruno Fernandes was rested midweek against Villarreal. And I think Jadon Sancho, will be I think he'll be happy with Rangnick coming in over the next week or two. I think he'll get him playing. And I've got Marcus Rashford. It could have been Martial or one or two others, or even maybe Jesse Lingard. Van der Beek as well was another one that I thought of. But I don't think that'll be too far away from Michael Carrick's first game in charge in the Premier League against Chelsea.
Well, it's not unlikely, apart from bias, I think it's more or less the same team that started against Watford. Look, let's go through that Watford debacle. Conceding goals at the wrong time, making bad decisions all the time. But you know what? When you're in that situation and you're at a club with professional footballers, you have a chat amongst yourself. When you're going through a bad time on the football pitch, you'll say, right, I'm not having a great time. So, Jada, you come in and play with me and Don. For 5 minutes, you come in and play with me. I didn't see any of that. And there are always moments in the game. People think that Man City and Liverpool and Chelsea play well all the time. They don't. They have bad periods in the game. If you look at those bad periods, Thiago Silva will be saying, just come in there for fight. Just come in there and we'll see it out.
Just come in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go in there. Just drop in there. We'll go through. We'll go. Chelsea have gone to in the middle of the park, so we'll go man for man for 5 minutes.
Exactly, and give nothing away. And that never happened.
And that was good midweek with Michael Carrick because he done a good interview after the game. Because I watched the game against Villarreal and they could have been 2 or 3 up. Villarreal, De Gea was pulling off saves left, right, and centre. And Michael Carrick actually said, he went, "You're not going to get a team when you're in a bad moment like Man United are, to go then to Villarreal and completely outplay them and pop them off the park." So he said, we had to suffer. And that's probably what you're going to see in this game, because you don't get confidence overnight, seems. You don't get it. Confidence comes from a run of results and being hard to beat. And they got the win midweek. Now they can take a tiny go then to Villarreal and completely outplay them and pop them off the park. So he said, we had to suffer. And that's probably what you're going to see in this game, because you don't get confidence overnight, seems. You don't get it. Confidence comes from a run of results and being hard to beat. And they got the win midweek. Now they can take a tiny bit of momentum going into the Chelsea game. But the first goal in this game is going to be so important, because if they lose it, if they get it, they've got a bit of confidence to try and hang on to something.
Absolutely. And you were talking about first goal, and they haven't even got strikers on the pitch, Chelsea. And we've picked out Reece James for our analysis because he's been playing like a striker in recent weeks.
He's their top goal scorer in all comps.
Absolutely. And he's been unbelievable.
It's like he knew that.
And asked plenty of questions. I was happy that big Ralf Rangnick was calling me, but he got all the information he needed. They got promoted. We didn't. So he owes me still something. And apart from that, really, in the football world in Germany, he's very well regarded, and rightly so.
I spoke once in my lifetime by phone. I never met him, but I know he made an incredible job in organization Leipzig, Red Bull Salzburg, and I have a big experience in Germany. Is incredible, well known. But personally, I didn't met him.